Hello, my name is Sandy Carter and I'm IBM's Vice President of Social Business Evangelism. Welcome to our Social Business Coffee Break. We are in the middle of a series on best practices for social business adoption, one of my favorite topics and one I think that's really crucial to companies around the world. We are now on step number 9 of that 10-step process, and this is about raising an internal brand army. Actually, it should be raising a brand army, actually. So what does a brand army mean? Well, this means that you want your customers, your employees, your partners to become part of your support, become part of your brand. One of the first steps here is really to identify who those tippers are in the marketplace. Leveraging software to do that, like some of the analytics software, Atlas that's involved in IBM Connections, for instance. Clout, another tool. Identify those thought leaders, those tippers in your marketplace, employees who are the same. Support them with content curation that pairs their expertise up with what you're trying to accomplish. Give them opportunities to share that in a community setting, and then build and alert them to public networks or encourage them to create a public network or a public community where these discussions happen. An internal brand army is all about not you as the company speaking on your behalf, but having customers, partners, influencers speak on your behalf, defend you, promote you in a dialogue. You know, the number one area today is word of mouth. And that comes because someone believes so strongly in your brand that even though they're not officially part of your company, they speak out on your behalf. That's what you're trying to get to here. So one of the things that I consider a first step is to really map who you need in that brand army. What's the connectivity that they have? Determine who the tippers are, who they are. You know, for instance, 15% of customers impact and influence all the rest of your customers. Do you know who those are? Do you know where they go? Do you know what they think? Do you care? Have you encouraged and ingrained them in your business? One investment bank that I worked with actually engaged us at a tippers socially and invited them to their in-person focus groups and councils where they were taking suggestions about new financial offerings. Completely turned the meeting around and changed the direction of some things they were doing. How do you engage those people? And have you brought them in and shared with them information and listened to them change things based on what they're saying? You know, if you support the brand army with some targeted outreach too, you can do that in a very, I think, natural way. So you may have tippers that care about one part of your business or one category or a particular product. Engage them in that particular way. For instance, for IBM, we have a whole set of tippers, community champions we call them, that we invite to our shows. Like we have a big show coming up called Connect 2013. And we have a special place for them. We treat them special because we know that they are part of our brand army, and we want to make sure they have early access to information, that we listen to them, that they know that we care about them as well. Last year we even brought one of them up on stage as well. So making sure that you're really targeted in that. Now don't forget in that brand army your own employees. IBM, for instance, raised digital IBMers to be our own brand army. 400,000 IBM employees who love IBM, talking about IBM. And in fact, our expertise and our world-renowned reputation, when we get out there and get in forums and start talking about things, we impact people around IBM's brand. We make the brand more personal, if you would. So inside of IBM, one of the best practices we did is we created this digital IBMer hub. It's a place for people to learn about best practices for social. We teach them skills. They actually have to go through classes, how to be a great influencer in the marketplace, how to share your expertise, and we connect them with other thought leaders, both inside of IBM and outside of IBM. It's a very powerful network of +1 going across IBM and beyond to impact the environment. So how are you building your brand army? Do you know who your influencers are? Have you engaged your employees and your customers and anybody else that's an influencer in your region? If you haven't, you're not getting the most out of social, and you're really not driving that top-level social business adoption. My name is Sandy Carter. Thank you for our time today in the Social Business Coffee Break.